There was a time not that long ago when there was a fire in Detroit. You knew firefighters would be there in a hurry. But that was before the budget cuts.
Yeah, since those cutbacks, firefighters are spread dangerously thin, and it's you who make it burned. Fox News' Charlie LeDuff with this special report on the state of the Detroit Fire Department.
Palmer Woods, big trees, really big houses, and gigantic tax bills from the city of Detroit. Now, we've come across some computer modeling that shows if there's more than one fire going on in Detroit, this house could end up looking like this one. That's what the computer shows.
We have a new saying, shamefully, because the fire department and the city put us in this position, that when seconds count, we're only minutes away.
We now have a study showing a brewing calamity in Detroit. It comes from the International Association of Firefighters out of Washington, D.C. The black shows your city's fire coverage with no fires at all, almost all safe. Now here's Detroit with just one fire going on. The parts in white show how firefighters cannot get to places in 8 minutes, the national standard. Now look at this. If another larger fire started at the same time, here's who's vulnerable. Almost the entire city. And this was before the most recent cutbacks.
If we get there past 6 minutes, we're not going to have a very good chance of saving your room and contents, which means your whole house will probably be on fire.
The insurance companies have figured it out. They've jacked up their rates lately. This is Karen Dumas, a former Bing appointee and citizen of Detroit.
We got our insurance bill and saw that it had gone up an additional $2,000 annually.
So you pay $2,000 now?
Not $2,000 more than before. So it went up an additional $2,000.
Why?
Well, the agent said that because of the challenges in the city of Detroit with the police and fire response, and just the overall challenges, that it increased their liability and the likelihood of something happening.
This is all math. This is about weight and speed of response. Simple stuff. But when they said, we're going to move you out, I don't know that everybody understands this is how they're going to, one of the ways they're going to move you out.
This is the East Side home where 71-year-old Tom Clark died last week. He was an invalid and couldn't get out. The first fire engine showed up in 7 minutes, but the national standard requires it to show up in 4 minutes.
I used to be a Boy Scout. Got my fire merit badge. First 5 minutes are the most critical. You got to get it out or the fire spreads.
But the nearest engine was closed. That used to be just a mile away. And so was the second closest engine, closed for the day for budget reasons.
Where's the money? You know, that's the main thing. Where's the money? The money was there, but it's gone now.
I don't know why people aren't protesting. The people are on trial. I mean, they've taken, I don't know, 150 million, maybe more, probably a lot more that we know of. That money could have bought a lot of fire trucks.
Hey, Kwame, all the fire trucks are broken into ambulances, and we don't know where the money went. Used to be mayor. You know where the money's at?
You all right?
Yeah. Any idea where the money went?
Which money you talking about?
To fix the fire trucks and the ambulances. People are dying out there.
Yeah, I've been watching your stories. It's pretty sad. It wasn't like that when I was there, man. You know, and I think the guys at the firehouse will tell you. I don't think that it was any mayor in the history of the city of Detroit that bought them more equipment. They fixed up the firehouses. They got them more trucks. And did what we had to do than we did.
I don't know about that, but I'll say one thing for Kwame. He and I had a longer conversation than me and Bing have ever had. So they close down companies and the fire coverage in the city shrinks. Well, you'd be safe downtown and midtown, right? Where they got big buildings, right? Wrong! Because let's imagine the Fisher building caught on fire and you're in the 4th floor and you need to get out. They're supposed to arrive with this. It's got a bucket to get you out. But guess what? The city doesn't have any. They're all broken. So what do they have in Midtown? This ladder. No bucket. It's leaking hydraulic fluid. And you know what the brass told the firefighters here? Don't use it unless it's a matter of life and death. Seriously, in a fire, a matter of life and death. I wouldn't send my daughter to college down here. What about Cobo Hall at the auto show, Dave, where all the media's upstairs eating their free lunch? What if that caught on fire? We couldn't get them out. That wouldn't be a good story back in Hamburg. What if I told you if Cobo Hall caught on fire, we don't have a fire truck to get you out?
Yeah? When? Really? Yeah?
And what if Bob Pell fire. How do we get him out?
I'm here. I'm back again.
Who'd say Fire Commissioner Don Austin?
Then I'm going to burn the midnight oil.
Who's going to save the GM chairman Ackerman from the Renset? And what if the federal courthouse caught on fire and we couldn't get Kwame out? Kwame, you know, if it's caught on fire, we couldn't get you out?
If this caught on fire, I'll figure out how to get out.
So where are all those fire trucks with buckets? They're broken, and they're hiding them. Can you fix those? And check this out, the donated big green fire truck that does work. They're hiding that one too. They're using it to hold up that pyramid of donated toilet paper. So we reached out to Fire Commissioner Don Austin to get an explanation about this lack of coverage, and he said he'd be happy to talk to us as soon as he got permission from the mayor. So we're waiting on that, and as soon as he gets permission, we'll bring it to you. Whoa, 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 hold on. There's the Fire Commissioner, that's his arm. He saw us and ran away.
He's right there. He's right there.
That was him. I want to talk about the coverage in the city, or lack of, according to these computers. I sent you the email.
Yeah, I got your response this morning. I told you something very office.
Yeah, I called them. They keep ignoring me, Don. You know, I can't help remember what the fire commissioner told us all last summer when they announced these cutbacks.
I go to bed every night praying that I don't wake up to a disaster.
Mr. Fire Commissioner, Mr. Mayor, Mr. Governor, we're all praying, but that's not going to get it done. Reporting in Detroit, Charlie LeDuff, Fox 2 News.
Oof. Charlie never did hear back from the fire commissioner, by the way. And as for the mayor's office, well, after 10 phone calls and repeated emails, Charlie finally talked to a spokesperson for the mayor.
When Charlie asked why no one from the mayor's office was willing to do an on-camera interview, he was told, quote, "Because we don't like your show," unquote.
It means Charlie is doing his job, doing a good job, exposing all of this, things that we all need to know.
And we're only doing these stories because we care about Detroiters and the city. And for sure, the issue of public safety, police response to crime, firefighting response to dangerous fires, those issues will be front and center in the race for mayor, no matter who is running.
Absolutely true.